Okay, time for a new project. So I've got myself a Craftsman lawnmower here by the date of manufacture, which is here on the side. It looks to be 6092. So I think the way they did these was they went by the day of the year and then the year. So the 60th day of the year, 1992, which would be early March 92. So this being 2020, we've got a 28-year-old mower here. It was left out on the side of the road for free. It does have a bag. I took the bag off. I cleaned up underneath. It's got a blade on. I'm going to have to take the blade off and sharpen it up and balance it, make sure it's properly balanced. So I'm going to refurbish it and see if I can get it going and sell it off. I've done this a few times, and it's just a little bit of something to do in the garage to spend some time in the evenings and just have a little bit of fun. Things that I noticed off the bat that were wrong with it. This front wheel is bent in a bit, so I'm going to be taking all the wheels off anyway. I always do, and clean them up. So this one's got to be fixed up a bit. This one's also leaned in, canted in a bit as well, so I'll deal with that. The back ones seem to be okay. They seem to be pretty straight. They all roll well, so I'll do that. The spark plug boot has got a bit of wear on it here. They've hit it up against something or let it rub on something, and it's punched through and split. So I think I've got an extra boot for these engines. This is, if I'm not mistaken, a Tecumseh engine. Craftsman used them in quite a few of their machines. I also had I remember having a snowblower a few years ago that had a Tecumseh in it. It was a good engine. You had to keep the jets clean, though. The jets like to foul up on it, but I think they all do if you leave the gas in. I took the gasoline out. It wasn't all varnished, so the thing that I'm going to do now is I'll check the oil. Probably, my experience has been usually these oils are not changed. People don't maintain these properly. So the oil will probably be old. I'll check the compression and make sure it's good, and put some fresh gas in. Before I do any of that, I'll take the plug out and I'll test for spark. I'll turn her over, and I'll take off the carburetor and clean it. We'll see what kind of shape it's in. I've seen some that I've taken off that have been really bad and some that have just been really good. So we'll see what this one's like once they drop the bowl. It's fairly straightforward. I'll drop the bowl first, and if it doesn't look too bad, I'll probably just take the carburetor off. It's not a big deal. Take off the shroud. For some reason, they've got the pull start out by about 90 degrees. It should have been this way. So the pull cord's coming off to the side, and it should be coming off to the back and going up to the handlebar. Before I get working, I'll take off the handlebars. I find it's just easier to manage if I don't have those bars sticking up and I'm trying to move around and hitting my head on the bar. You can see I hung a rag off the end of the bar just as a reminder not to bump my head against it. So kind of looking forward to this. These are nice little projects. I'll take the wheels off. I'll clean it up. It's got quite a bit of rust on it. But I've got some dark green paint, so I'll repaint the deck. There's a bit of rust underneath, but it isn't too bad. So it's basically just take everything off, clean it up. I'll clean up the bag a bit. The bag's still intact. It's all in one piece. And the little guard here for debris, the little guard, I don't know what they would call this, but for debris that might get thrown out. It's got a couple of cracks. So I'll clean those up and fix those up a little bit. At least this one has one. I've had to make a few of these, they're not hard to make, but since this one's got one, I'll just fix this one up and I'll stick with this one. So yeah, 1992 Craftsman lawnmower, and we'll get going on it and see how we make out.